Good evening, everyone. My name is Zach Jones, and tonight I'm giving a presentation on the Holocaust. From 1933 to 1945, Nazi Germany oppressed several groups of people, including Jews, Gypsies, communists, homosexuals, anyone opposed to the Third Reich. 11 million people died during the Holocaust. The Nazis believed they were a superior race and was a right to conquer the world. This was the first time in history that one government systematically targeted and destroyed whole groups of people. They sought the destruction of an entire race of people. The Holocaust was the greatest genocide in recorded history. It's important to remember the lessons of the Holocaust so that the genocide can never happen again. The origin of the Nazis began after the German Empire's defeat during World War I. Under the Treaty of Versailles, most German lands were stripped. The Kaiser Emperor was forced to abdicate the throne. Most importantly, Germany was forced into a major post-war economic depression. The Nazis originated as a labor union designed to help Germans get jobs during a post-World War I Great Depression. The National Socialist Workers' Party's aim was to restore Germany to its greater glory, by doing so destroying its enemies. The Nazis were opposed to communism, which was widespread throughout Eastern Europe following the Russian Revolution of 1918. Adolf Hitler was born in Austria on April 20, 1889. He was an aspiring artist, though he was rejected from the Vienna Art Academy twice. At the outbreak of World War I, he joined the German army to avoid being drafted in the Austrian army. During the war, he was exposed to a gas attack, which he suffered greatly from that, causing severe psychological stress. Perhaps this gas attack is what caused his psychopathy. Hitler joined the Nazi Party in 1919. In 1920, he took control of the party, where he discovered he was a very charismatic natural leader. Anti-Semitism was very popular in post-war Germany. Jews were scapegoats for all the woes of Germany. Nazis rallied against Jews, communists, and generally everyone who opposed their Aryan ideal. The Nazi Party took power in Germany in 1933. Adolf Hitler was very popular and was elected as Chancellor of the Reichstag, or Parliament of Germany. A key event had occurred in February of that year. The Reichstag had caught on fire, which was blamed on the communists. That event occurred was very critical to Hitler securing power. An emergency order gave Hitler dictatorial powers, and soon the communists were arrested. Adolf Hitler became the Führer leader after the death of Paul von Hindenburg, the president of Germany. Now Hitler was now in total control. Once the Nazi Party took power, they began to implement anti-Semitic and racial policies. Jewish shops were boycotted. The Nuremberg Laws and the November Decree restricted Jewish civil rights. Jews could not marry non-Jews. In fact, Jewish people were not considered citizens of the Reich at all. In 1938, a night of terror called Kristallnacht, meaning Night of Broken Glass, caused destruction of synagogues and Jewish businesses. Soon, many Jewish people were deported from Germany. World War II officially began in Europe on September 1st, 1939, after the Third Reich invaded Poland. Nazi Germany had begun to deport enemies of the Third Reich into ghettos. Most of these ghettos were located in Poland, such as towns of Krakow or Warsaw. These ghettos had their own governments, administrations, police forces, schools. The ghettos were, of course, in very poor condition. The Jews had very limited food and lived in squalor. Rations were very thin, and smuggling and black market became very popular. Many Jews and others oppressed by the Holocaust were forced to work to support the German war machine. The German Reich eventually realized they could possibly lose the war, and a planned final solution, or mass extermination of those ghettos and concentration camps. On January 2nd, 1942, a Nazi by the name of Reinhard Heydrich called a conference to discuss the mass extermination of Jews. Once the final solution began, the ghettos were liquidated, and its population was sent to death camps. Death camps, the most famous being Auschwitz-Birkenau, had gas chambers and crematorium. The death camps had prisoners who worked for the Nazi jewelers, tailors, and cobblers. In one camp, several people revolted to free themselves from the camp. After the fall of Nazi Germany, the camps were liberated by Allied forces. The aftermath of the Holocaust was very horrifying Allied rescuers. They held the Nuremberg trials, the first war crimes trial in history. To this day, some war criminals from Germany are at large and still being caught. The Holocaust was allowed to occur because everyday people stood idly by and allowed innocent people to be persecuted. The lessons of the Holocaust must not be taken lightly, must be remembered in order to prevent future genocides from occurring. To quote Elie Wiesel, a Holocaust survivor, we must take sides. Neutrality helps the oppressor, never the victim. Silence encourages the tormentor, never the tormented. Sometimes we must interfere. When human lives are endangered, when human dignity is in jeopardy, national borders and sensitivities become irrelevant. Wherever men and women are persecuted because of race, religion, or political views, that place must, at the moment, become the center of the universe. Thank you, and good night.